Perfect. 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 What is going on, everybody? I go by RB, and this is Philly Take with RB. You guys know what to do. Go ahead and smash that like button for me. Hit the subscribe if you're new, and ding that notification bell so you're instantly notified whenever I upload or go live. Now, last night, we reacted live to Doc Rivers' press conference. It was a lot of fun, man. Appreciate everyone that came out to that. And now today I wake up and see that Ben Simmons is having his media press conference, and man, oh man, am I excited to listen to this. Now, it took me about a half hour to try to figure out how to configure this audio because the press conference audio was trash. I mean, the reporters sound like they're 50 miles away, and Ben Simmons is all up on the mic. So it took me a little while. This better be some good stuff for all the configuring I just had to do. But man, oh man, I'm excited to hear from Ben Simmons talking about probably the vision. I mean, his off season, what he thinks for this year. Doc Rivers. This is the first time we're hearing from Ben. And man, oh man, I cannot wait. So let's go ahead and jump right into it, man.
Yeah, I feel good. I'm ready to go. I rehab from, when I got injured to now. I've been very consistent with it, just making sure I get back healthy, which I am now. So I'm looking forward to getting back in the court. What I'm looking forward to, getting better at, I think just overall, learning from these coaches, seeing where I can score from, how I can help the team defensively, and just being one of the leaders on this team.
So Ben says he feels good. He's ready to go. We might have to cut some of this out. If there's like questions that, aren't that important, we might cut some out. I don't know yet, but this is 20 minutes long, so I don't want to go too long for you guys because we're definitely going to have to talk about some things that he probably says.
It's a business. We're here to win. So, whatever decisions are made to help us win, I'm for it. Obviously, I have that relationship with Brett. Brett's been a great influence in my career. Having somebody like that early on, to push me and motivate me was great. I'm excited for being able to be coached by Doc. Somebody who's won a championship, who's had those experiences, who's coached a numerous of talented players over his career, and he's played in the league too. So it's learning from somebody else. It is always great. Just having different minds and voices out there. So I'm very excited to get started with that.
Keeping it classy.
Yeah, I'm a player, man. There's no 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with me. I'm a player. I don't really think you can put me in a position because of my talents and what I'm able to do. But I think Doc would say the same thing. I go out there and make plays.
What did Doc Rivers say last night when we were listening, man? He literally said Ben Simmons has to be able to guard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And really, this guy can play every single position on the floor, most likely, if you think about it. I mean, he is that good, that versatile, and 24 years old. I can't wait to see what happens, man. This is my guy, Ben Simmons. All the people that wanted to trade him, keep that same energy, man. Wow, a question I can hear.
Yeah, I'm super excited to play with him. Just the way he plays, he can pass the ball. Not only should he can pass the ball, his IQ is very high. He moves with pace. He cuts with intention, and I think it's going to be very similar to my first couple years having JJ around and Marco. But just a younger version, maybe like a step quicker. But I think that experience I had with JJ and guys like that is going to, help this team a lot just by having a guy like Seth and Danny Green and even Tyrese.
Comparing Seth Curry to JJ Redick, but better. Telling you, man, Seth Curry might have the best season of his career this year. Honestly,
it's good. I'm really excited. He got picked up by SIXERS. He works extremely hard. He's very talented. and has that great work ethic. So, for him coming into a team like this, I think it's going to be a great year for him. Excited to get on the floor with him also.
Thanks, Ben. Let's go to Daniels. Hey, man, how's it going? At the end of last season, the bubble, Josh Richardson before he left said that he thought accountability was a big problem this season.
Oh,
More accountability, obviously.
Hold up. So the reporter's asking about what Josh Richardson said about accountability being an issue. If you guys remember at the end of the season, Josh Richardson came out and said, honestly, this team just had no accountability at all. They're coming full force with this. All right, let's see what Ben Simmons says.
But did you feel that was a problem last year? And if
Yeah.
so, how do you think it needs to be addressed this year for the coaching staff for bigger leadership in the locker room?
100%. I think, we didn't know when we were going to get a bucket, who was going to get us a bucket. From that to, knowing what we needed to be in at all times, people being held accountable for certain things, whether it's a minor thing, it all plays a part. So he definitely was right. We weren't in a position to, go to that bubble and win. I think our mindset was off, and accountability is a huge part of winning. So I think he's definitely right, and I think bringing Doc and all these guys in, and Doc's team, with all these coaches.
Ben Simmons just did it. He just threw shade on Brett Brown. Yo. No way. You know what this speaks to me, man? It shows me that Ben is maturing and he's becoming more of a leader. Because 3 years ago, Ben would never be the guy to come out and say something like that. He just said Josh Richardson was right. We had no accountability. What did Doc say last night? No identity. We didn't know who was going to get us a bucket when we needed to. We didn't know what we were doing when we went to that bubble. And that speaks all on Brett Brown. And he, at the end, he even said, I'm glad we have guys like Doc coming in, guys with expertise, guys that understand a situation and can implement the fundamentals and can hold people to a standard. Wow. I did not expect Ben Simmons to say that. Kudos to Ben Simmons, man. This is great. I mean, this is a Brett Brown slander party. Are there still Brett Brown supporters? I know they'll be in the comment section. Wow. This is getting good, man. This was worth it. Let's keep going.
Around, the maturity has definitely risen with the team. I think it's been great to see that and see guys be accountable for certain things and come here ready with a different mindset, and also having those vet guys come in like Dwight, Danny Green is really setting the bar. So you know what to expect.
Why do you think the mindset was off going into the bubble?
Pardon?
Why do you think the mindset was off going into the
I mean, you can't just come into a situation like the bubble if you guys aren't ready. You don't have that chemistry and accountability already. And Doc and I have spoken about it. You could tell the teams that were doing well in the bubble were tight knit, and were held accountable for certain things going on. Wow. And you could see it. You can kind of see it with the Clippers now. Things that are coming out. Same with us. Guys that weren't held accountable, and that's myself included. So you really see it. The team that did win was the Lakers. The Heat were playing well. They're a tight-knit group. Celtics play well. And it shows, especially in the bubble.
But you mentioned the Clippers.
Yeah, you know why the Heat were playing well? Because they had Jimmy Butler, who's a leader. But he just mentioned the Clippers and said, with all the things coming out now, I mean, we do know we have the same coach, right? I think they're about to ask him about it, but let's see.
That's Doc, right?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. They're trying to move on.
He can ask the question if he wants. But you also can't keep following up. But honestly, go ahead. I know you're trying to get something out of it. You're not going to get them. You can ask.
Yo.
Follow up on you mentioned the Clippers.
Yeah.
That
Yeah, and it comes down to players. There's only so much that can happen with players and coaches, and that's on the players, to make sure they're held accountable. And if they're not going to listen and do certain things, then they're not going to win. But I think it's a great opportunity for us, being younger guys, to have somebody like Doc come in. So we gotta get it done.
That was speaking all volumes to Paul George, man. Screw Paul George. Don't want him on my team, Mr. Hit off the side of the backboard. He literally just said, they asked him, you just mentioned the Clippers as a team that wasn't really tight during the bubble. And, they said, what about Doc Rivers? that was their coach, right? And Ben said, as much as it is on the coaches, it's also on the players, right? Like, you got to want to be held accountable. And that's a good point, And I think Ben and Joe can be those guys, but they just never had that authority on them. Paul George, on the other hand, who knows? But look, I think Doc Rivers is going to be fine. I think he's going to implement a different sense and a different identity with this team and with Ben and Joe. And I'm excited to see what he does. But I'm glad to hear it sounds like Ben wants to be coached up. It sounds like he wants a change, and he's wanted that impact kind of presence on his career. So I'm excited, man.
Yeah, so far I feel like he's just letting me play. He knows it's for me. It's I'm a very creative player. I'm able to make plays, whether it's scoring or getting somebody open or just making the right play. And I think he's just allowing me to do that and putting me in the right situations to do so. And then on top of that, I've been working with Sam a lot. So for me, he's kind of just breaking it down, putting my game into a certain speed, so where it's not always, downhill attack. Sometimes it's sizing guys up and taking my time. And then defensively, I obviously my defense has gotten a lot better over the years. And I'm just working on that and trying to continue to improve. And just working with what we're doing now, implementing new things to our defense. Yeah, you can get one.
Dude, how far away are these people from the anything? Like, I know they're virtual, but come on.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I think Joe and I both realize how unique and special this moment is for two guys like us to be on the same team at a young age. Everybody wanted it, to be the first couple of years, but it obviously didn't happen, and it doesn't work like that. So now we have a new opportunity. We have new guys on the team, new leadership, and I think we can go all the way. I wouldn't be saying that if I didn't believe it.
Yes, sir.
And I don't think Dwight would be here either if he didn't believe it.
To shoot this season.
Ooh.
What you mean?
Ask him about shooting.
How important do you think you need to take more shots from beyond 50?
That's a it's important to make shots, but it's more important to win. So however the winning happens, it happens. I know Doc and Sam are going to put me in the right positions to do that and be dominant. So I'm just looking forward to getting out there and seeing what they have to offer in terms of my situation on the floor and where I'm going to be.
All right, so Ben Simmons was asked, if you didn't hear, how important is it to shoot this season? And he hesitated. And look, last night Doc said, it's not important to see Ben shoot. And I don't think that was completely true from himself because, before they can actually get on the court and before they can actually get into a rhythm, what is Doc supposed to say? Like, Ben's going to shoot 10 threes a game? He doesn't know. He hasn't worked with this team yet. In terms of Ben Simmons, obviously, his confidence is still teetering, right? I know he has a jump shot. I know he has the form and he's working on it, but he's still not 100% confident. And that's where a guy like Doc, based on the situation, right? Ben said, I know Doc's going to put me in the best situation possible. We've been talking about that for a while. I know that's going to happen, but based on that, I think Ben will have more space. I think he'll have more abilities on the court, and based on that, I think the shot's going to come, and he's going to take them when he wants to. Now, at the end of the day, Ben has to have that confidence himself, and overall, he said it's important to take shots, but it's more important to win. That's my thing. Look, if we can win a chip without Ben shooting, I'll be like, all right, fine. But I think that Ben has to at least keep the defense honest in a bunch of different situations in order for the Sixers to be a contender and win a championship. And that's my whole thing. And I think Ben has to take shots this year because everything is riding on it. Look, even if it's not perfect at first, you gotta attempt this. And if you're open, man, and you get a catch and shoot from the corner, you gotta take it, man. You gotta take it. And if he could, develop something off the dribble, it would be lethal. It gives a whole other element to this team, and it makes us so much better. So hopefully 10, 20 games down the line, Ben feels more comfortable with what we are implementing, and he says, you know what, yeah, like he just starts putting it into his game and starts shooting little by little. And we'll see what happens, man. But I can't expect him to come out and say, I like how he said we have to win. That's the number one thing. And he's a winner. This team is filled with winners, and we got to win. Simple as that.
Yeah, 100%. I think just the new concepts that Doc is throwing in there, for sure. And, we've had multiple meetings already, Joe and I, with Doc, on this is our team. We need to be
This is our team.
In terms of hold each other accountable on the floor and off the floor. And Doc's going to put us in the right positions to be successful. So,
yo, you know what's crazy, man? What did I say all last year? There was never one time in the 7 years where I said a player came out and said, Brett Brown is going to do this for us. Brett Brown had a great plan tonight. Brett Brown. They have never publicly acknowledged Brett Brown, whether it's after a game, during a press conference, whatever. I've heard Ben Simmons do it about 4 times already with Doc Rivers. Doc's going to hold us accountable. Doc's going to put us in the right situations. Doc's going to do this. I'm telling you, man. They never believed in Brett. They never bought into Brett. They never just thought of him as anything more than a friend of the players. And you could see it. It's obvious, man.
In my opinion, DHOs have always been big for me, especially because if I'm giving a guard at DHO and he doesn't go over and you got Seth coming off, Seth's going to knock that down.
Uh-huh.
If you go under, I'm resetting the pick, he's going to knock it down. If you switch, then I got to guard him. So I think the DHOs have always been big in my game, and just basketball in general. And then pick and roll. I can't wait to get into that. I haven't been able to run a pick and roll since I've been with the Sixers, so that's also a huge part of the game. So just developing that work.
Did you hear what he said? Ben Simmons said, I have not been able to run pick and roll since I've been with the Sixers. I mean, come on now. There's no reason to keep talking about Brett Brown, but he keeps finding his way back into the equation. I have not been able to run pick and roll since I've been with the Sixers. Now, part of that, yeah, Ben, if he's a ball handler on a pick and roll, he's got to be able to knock down a 15-foot shot, right? But still, that means that Brett didn't even design pick and rolls into his plan or anything. Like, we just went out there and did whatever the heck we wanted, and I've been saying this for years. And this was a team that had talent that may have gone to the finals. So imagine if they were coached up the right way. And I'm talking about in 18. I'm talking about maybe in 17. I mean, wow. I can't believe, this is the most honest I've ever heard Ben Simmons. All right, so that was Ben Simmons' press conference. So many good things to pick apart. I mean, talking about accountability, talking about Joe and Doc and Seth Curry and a bunch of these boys, and talking about what we were going to implement, talking about just how, he just looks more confident. He looks more honest, and he's becoming that leader. And overall, man, I mean, I'm just excited for this team. I think Ben Simmons is going to have the best year of his career, honestly. I think Joe is going to as well. And these guys are going to be held to a certain standard each and every night. The little things, the little mistakes, they'll get fixed over time. And I just can't wait to see what Doc Rivers does with this team, but really a lot of good stuff. And if we get to hear more of Ben Simmons like that throughout this year, man, I think he's growing and growing. He said him and Embiid are growing, 24 years old. He just really needs to make the defense keep him honest. If he can do that, man, Ben Simmons is going to be a stud. I can't wait. I can't wait for this year. They just keep pulling me in. Everything is just on the uphill, on the rise. And man, oh man, this Sixers team has the chance to do something special this year and build something special for the next couple years. But that's all I got. You guys let me know all your thoughts about the press conference down below. Appreciate everyone for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys on the next one, man. Peace.
Perfect.